There are very few reasons why you should run a wholesale business. Now, if you are broke and have no income and you need to generate revenue, then yes, wholesaling can be for you. But if that is you, still watch this video because it'll save you 5 years of your life with the things that I'm gonna share with you. And if you already have some money and wholesaling sounds good to you, don't do it. Listen to this video. There should only ever be a very small window of time where you go out there and wholesale. Why? Let's break it down. Let's say you get a house that's worth 200 grand once it's fixed up. You get it under contract for $120,000 and then it needs $30,000 of work. You might be able to wholesale that house and make maybe $5,000 or $10,000. But let's look at the other two options. Let's say you buy it and keep it and flip the house yourself. When you go to sell and flip that house, you might end up making $40,000 in profit. So you can 4 to 8x your income for flipping a house instead of wholesaling a house. Or you keep the property as a rental property and you use somebody else's money, a private money lender, to fund that deal to do the BRRRR method: buy, renovate, rent, refinance, and repeat. You will make over $500,000 on this one house over the next 25 years. Here's the key to all this. When I was running a wholesale operation, guess who the end buyer was? Me. Why would I give the most profitable flips to somebody else? Why wouldn't I just buy those and keep those myself? Why would I wholesale and give the best cash flowing rental properties to somebody else? Why wouldn't I just keep those and keep them as a rental property myself? So I bought and kept the best deals, and guess what I wholesaled? The deals that I didn't want anything to do with. The headache ones, the code violation ones, the tenant issue ones, the ones that I knew were going to be problems, I wholesaled those and I kept the best ones for myself. You see, you got to understand this. When you can source the deal, when you can find amazing deals, you control it. You can do whatever you want with it. And I'm sure most of you, like me, got into this business for financial freedom. Guess what? Wholesaling real estate, all you're doing is chasing money. You're on a hamster wheel chasing and chasing and chasing and chasing. You're never going to get that financial freedom or that passive residual income that you want if you just continuously wholesale houses. Yes, you can make good money. And even when you start flipping houses, all you're doing is still chasing money. You're just chasing bigger amounts of money. Yes, you can make a lot more money, but again, you don't want to be just flipping houses for the rest of your life either. So if you look at this, for example, let's talk about building a passive income. Let's talk about buying rental properties, because it's so much more than just wholesaling a house. So let's keep it simple and say you're going to buy 5 houses this year. What is that going to do for you? So the average value of the home is $175,000. So your portfolio value is worth $875,000. Now, when you own real estate, the properties appreciate over time. So they go up in value over time. 3% right here is an extremely conservative number. It can be significantly higher than that. And let's say your average rent is about $1,400 per month, and your true net cash flow, once everything's paid, is $175 per unit per month, right? So what does that actually break out and look like at the end of year 1? So you come down here to the cash flow. So the first year, you're gonna make $10,500 in passive residual income, or $875 a month. And then the next year is gonna be $13,500, $16,500, $19,000, $22,500, $25,500, $28,500, $31,500, $34,500, $37,500, because your rent is gonna go up every single month. So the great thing about owning real estate, as well as the appreciation, is that your rent increases typically with the inflation as well. So your mortgage payment stays the same, but your rent goes up over time, which means your cash flow will increase over time. So you can get up to making about $40,000 a year in cash flow. So over 10 years, owning 5 houses, you're gonna make about $240,000 in passive residual income, which is great. It's extra $250,000. But let's look at the fun part here. Let's look at the appreciation line. Just for owning that portfolio of $875,000 portfolio value, again, it'll go up at roughly 3% appreciation per year, if not more than that. So the first year, you're gonna make $20,000 in appreciation. Next year is 27, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34,000 per year. So what does that look like in 10 years? That means the property would have appreciated hundreds of thousands of dollars, and your $875,000 portfolio is now worth almost $1.2 million, increasing the value of your properties from $175,000 on average to over $235,000. So the beautiful thing, in 10 years, between the cash flow and the appreciation on 5 houses, you're gonna make $541,000 in profit. That's on 5 houses. Let's say you buy 5 houses for the next 5 years each. That's 25 houses. Let's see what happens to this number. Your cash flow per year is 52 grand, 67 grand, 82 grand, all the way up to $187,000. And your appreciation just for owning the assets is going to increase at minimum $131,000 per year, up to, potentially close to $200,000 per year. So in 10 years, if you buy 5 houses per year for the next 5 years, you're going to make $2.7 million just between the cash flow and the appreciation. There's other benefits as well. There's tax savings, and every time you make your mortgage payment, guess what? The balance of that mortgage goes down. So if you continuously make your mortgage payment, let's say you owe $2 million, years later, you're gonna owe 1.8, 1.6, 1.4, 1, 500 grand, 0. At some point, you're gonna pay it off. So then your portfolio, the value of your portfolio, you will owe $0 on that. So on top of the roughly $2.7 million right here, you're paying down your principal payment as well. And if it gets really crazy, I own about 130 rental properties right now. So 10 years, just on cash flow and appreciation, will be about $14 million. So on the cash flow, you can see the cash flow, that I'm starting to make, and you can also see the appreciation yearly. So I'm making 700 grand a year just in appreciation. That's insane to think about. Just by owning assets, you can make these types of numbers. That's why I'm saying that wholesaling real estate, you're missing out on all these big numbers. Yes, there's a time and a place where you have to start out wholesaling. I'm saying as quickly as possible, get out of wholesaling and get into either flipping houses to maximize your profitability, or get into owning rental properties and get into owning rental properties to start building wealth for yourself and your family forever. So it's generational wealth over time. So listen, the moral of the story, I've been there before. I was on that hamster wheel chasing money for 5 years. Wholesaling houses, flipping houses, building new construction houses, making a lot of money, hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars per month, but I was on the hamster wheel. I was chasing money. The thing is like, when you're wholesaling and flipping and you're making this money, the same way it comes is the same way it goes. Let's say one of your marketing channels dies. Your cold calling gets flagged by the CTC. I don't even know who it is, but whoever governs the phone calls, and you can no longer cold call. I actually just heard a story yesterday. A guy got fined for multi-millions of dollars from cold calling. SMS, text blasting, sucks now. There's no deliverability. So if that's your entire marketing stream and that happens, your income can get hurt drastically. But guess what? If you're finding deals and you're flipping and wholesaling a little bit, but you've been buying a ton of rental properties over here, that happens. Yeah, it sucks for a few months as you pivot into another marketing funnel. But guess what? You still have this portfolio of assets that you own over here that's paying you every single month, that's appreciating every single month, that's building wealth for yourself and your family while you're trying to figure this out over here. I'm telling you, I've been there before. For first 5 years of this business, I was there. Luckily, about 3.5 years ago for me, I made the pivot from chasing money to building wealth through buying rental properties. So I understand the itch, the desire to continuously go out there and run up as much money as humanly possible. So if you're out there consistently doing deals already, just think about taking every 3 deals or every 5 deals, just keeping one of them as a rental property. And if you're out there looking to get started and you're broke, yes, go out there and make money, wholesale and flip. But at some point, make sure you make the decision that every 3 or 5 or 10 deals I do, I'm gonna keep one of them as a rental property. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Drop a comment below on wholesaling versus keeping rental properties. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you smash that like and subscribe button and watch this next video here to see how I've been able to build my rental portfolio.